Hello, hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Late Night Talks. Today we have again a very special person with us. मैं इससे पहले इनका एक फॉर्मल इंट्रो दूं थोड़ा बहुत. ही इज currently working with Circle K as a senior data engineer. He is a colleague of mine. First of all, welcome back, Suman भाई.
Thank you, Naveen.
अच्छा सुमन भाई, बिफोर वी जंप इनटू द कॉन्वर्सेशन, एक छोटा सा इंट्रो आपकी साइड से आपके लिए, क्योंकि यू आर इनटू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. तो अगर किसी स्ट्रेंजर को आपको डिफाइन करना हो, हाउ वुड यू डिफाइन योरसेल्फ? कंसीडर योरसेल्फ स्टैंडिंग एट अ स्टेज एंड पीपल आर वाचिंग. हाउ वुड यू डिफाइन योरसेल्फ प्रिसाइजली इन फ्यू लाइंस?
In few lines.
हाँ, कितना भी ले लो आप, कोई चक्कर नहीं चलेगा.
Sorry for my voice. मेरा ना थोड़ा I got cold actually. Yeah. Anyways, in few words, I would say optimistic, positive thinking, someone people can rely on, and a good
ओके.
friend and a good mentor. At least I try
ओके,
to be a mentor.
लास्ट वाला क्या था? गुड फ्रेंड एंड गुड मेंटर. राइट,
At least
नाइस.
that's a FYI because I try to be a good mentor.
राइट. अच्छा, अगर आप एक काम कर सकते हो, ये जो आपका कैमरा है थोड़ा सा इसको नीचे टिल्ट कर सकते हो, क्योंकि आप आधी स्क्रीन में आ रहे हो, आधी इज योर वार्डरोब एंड कबर्ड.
Is it fine? Oh my God.
या बेटर नाउ, बेटर नाउ.
Okay.
बेटर.
And
Okay.
Suman bhai, how you define yourself in terms of profile, job profile? ठीक है, I am seeing your profile. ठीक है, analyst, business analyst. ठीक है, management consultant, senior data scientist, machine learning
A lot of
engineer.
things.
ठीक है, how you will define?
So basically, I mean, yes, it is true because I have worked in different roles in different workspaces, I would say. Okay. But I have almost like, I mean, little bit of almost close to 9 years of experience and exposure in this industry. And I started my career as like a business analyst. Then I moved towards like a management consultant, and then a data scientist, then a manager, then a senior manager, and then a lead. And again, right now I'm working as an IC role. So, I have worked in different verticals, and I mean, if you talk about my core capabilities and all this, so I have worked in the machine learning side also, the data integration side, as well as on the currently, as I mean, like last few years, I'm working on the engineering side. So for me, analytics or the data science or data engineering is actually all interrelated. Like everything works on the same thing. Like what we are looking at is basically the BOT, like the business oriented decisions what we take, right? So everything goes in one path. कितना अच्छा business हो रहा है. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Nice. And one thing a bit peculiar about your profile, Suman, is which I have observed. So when you started your graduation, right? It was into BS into econometric and quantitative economics. Then you went on to a postgraduate from SRM University with the MBA degree into business management and marketing, right? Then went on to do your postgraduate program in AI and ML from Texas something school of business, right? So these are a bit like diversified fields, right? So were you experimenting? Like, what was the viewpoint? Like,
see, thing is this: when I started my career, I don't have a fancy BTech wala degree or something, जो होता है ना, जो BTech का थप्पा होता है ना, मतलब like I didn't have that. ठीक है. So my majorly was I was a BSc graduate. ठीक है. Although I have an interest, I'm like मतलब I never wanted to be, to be very honest, I never wanted to be into this profession. I wanted to be a musician. ठीक है. I used to have a band. Then I was little long time back. I used to do modeling also.
Acha.
So then when the reality of truth comes, because music is something that it is fine, but it is very difficult. So then I switched careers and everything, right? And then talking about the fact that from economics to MBA, it actually does not persuade in that way, because after economics, it was I felt that I wanted to go into the management side. Okay.
Hmm.
How the business works and everything, right? Because मुझे लगता था that I'm not good in statistics, or neither I am good in that maths wala part. Okay. Neither I will have that coding wala languages like R, Python, those things. I never had those exposure, I would say. But going onwards, matlab, in my career, like when I was in Chennai in SRM, so my roommates were someone who actually motivated me, and the environment motivated me. Okay. So
Right.
I felt in love with the programming languages, what
Okay.
wonders they can do. And
Okay.
then and actually I got placed in Amazon as a marketing guy. Okay.
Okay.
Before I started my fields from as a business analyst and all this, right? And then
Okay.
I felt that first issue was that a language barrier, because Tamil was not a thing which I was good in. And being a marketing person or a salesperson, you have to know the local languages. Okay. तो उसमें बहुत प्रॉब्लम होता था. And after that, and I felt that maybe, and I felt that coding was a thing or something, like on the software was a thing which can go in hand to hand. And basically मेरे घर में ना सभी software engineer थे. ठीक है. And I was like the out of the basket wala thing,
Right.
doing something different, experimenting with my life and all this.
Hmm.
But it was a good thing, what I've done, because I think people needs to experiment or need to find their own path.
Hmm.
Uh, Till now, I have a dream that, if I can ever do, I will open my own music studio,
Okay.
because music was one of my things till now, which always inspired me, and
Hmm.
always made me that realize that, वो होता है ना patience वाला thing, make you feel calm, make you
हाँ.
feel everything you have to do.
Hmm.
So uh, I was in a lot of bands. We have our albums released and everything. So
Okay.
but going onwards, थोड़ा बहुत problem आना start किया था, because the vocalist went away and a lot of things was happening going onwards. And then I mean, like, those situations came in. And I still remember the day I thought that I should be in a software engineering wala role, or in that role, seeing my brother-in-law. See, he
Right.
was working with Infosys at that time. I mean, now also is in.
Hmm.
So I was in Chennai. I went to MCT. There is a campus in MCT, Mahindra City campus for Infosys. So I went there.
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God, this is something I want. This campus
Okay.
is so nice.
Hmm.
So, I mean, these are some certain things. That's what I'm saying, right? You should explore, and things which attracts you, you should do. You should go in that way. And and then I
Hmm.
started with, like, business analysis as a. I mean, like, I worked on Tableau. I worked on the visualization part. Even I think that time
Hmm.
Python was not in that much in the market that time. I worked in R that time. Okay. So,
Hmm.
and then going onwards, Deloitte mein jab tha, and all this, like, I got an opportunity to work with the different tech
Hmm.
stacks, I would say, right? The
Hmm.
SQL stacks, Python stacks, the R stacks. So, ऐसे थोड़ा बहुत, implementation, integration start हुआ था. I
Hmm.
never thought that I will be a part of, or I wanted to work on the machine learning side or the AI
O-
side, because
Okay.
मुझे यही पहले से लगता था that people always talks about the fact that you should come from a tech degree, then you should can work on the machine learning side and all this thing. It is true in one way,
Hmm.
because उसमें जो basic जो maths होते हैं ना, for example, machine learning is nothing but statistics and linear algebra, the
Hmm.
mathematical side, right?
Hmm.
So I mean, so eventually when I started, I also faced some hurdles in that fact,
Okay.
because I don't come from that fancy background, right? तो
Hmm.
मुझे पढ़ना पड़ा, बहुत पढ़ना पड़ा था, you know.
Hmm.
Then when I was in US, so when I was doing my PGP wala program with Austin, Texas, then I mean, I have seen people who were like elder than me, who were like,
Hmm.
40, 45 age old.
Okay. Okay.
Like, these people actually, I mean, I would say that they inspired me that, you can do at a pretty elder stage
Okay.
also, that, and I mean, I mean, that is good actually. I mean, that also inspired actually. And
Okay.
I felt that, I can also do things. And I learned, I graduated, and one of my role was like I was a lead actually on the machine learning side. So
Hmm.
I was leading the TCS team for one of the
Hmm.
projects. So I
Hmm.
mean, मुझे अभी लगता है जो हम लोगों की एज से जो नीड छोटा होता है ना, like you people, I'm sure
Right.
you're pretty younger to me. Sorry, younger to me. Uh,
Hmm.
guys know a lot, and we can learn a lot of things from you guys. ठीक है, तो
Hmm.
you guys always inspire us that it's true.
Hmm. Okay, nice. Good to know that. Soman bhai, it is a bit interesting and ironical as well. I'll tell you, मैं engineering background से हूँ and so is Anmol. So हमारे जो seniors है ना, some of them has went on to postgraduate in MBA from IIMs or FMS, जो भी इंडिया के leading institutes हैं, IMT गाजियाबाद. तो हमने ये जर्नी जाते हुए देखी है कि टेक्निकल टू नॉन टेक्निकल स्विच. सो योर इज काइंड ऑफ रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू अस, आफ्टर द एमबीए मूविंग टू द टेक्निकल लाइन, गेटिंग इनटू एआई एंड एमएल. But we'll circle back to this. Before that, you have mentioned that you had a huge interest in being a musician, right? You have been a part of many bands as well. So first interesting thing is कि band में आपका role क्या होता था? What you used to do or what you used to play?
Okay, so so मेरे घर में ना, like when I mean like I'm born and bought I'm from Kolkata actually, ठीक है, West Bengal. So कोलकाता में ना
Hmm.
वो घर में,
Hmm.
हर घर में, it is a word, I mean it's a saying, it says that every घर में there is a musical instrument you will find, ठीक है.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, so मेरे घर में actually I got my तालीम, I would say my तालीम from
Okay.
my mom and dad, ठीक है. My father was a singer. Currently, he also sings right now. Also, I mean, like,
अच्छा.
so उनसे थोड़ा inspirations वगैरह मिला था. And then
Okay.
my sister. So my sister is around like 12 years older than me. And I mean,
Okay.
she used to listen to a lot of English songs and all these things. ठीक है, वो छोटे टाइम से मुझे, when I was of class 2 3 में ही वो मुझे Westlife वगैरह
हाँ.
मुझे पता था. ठीक है.
Right.
And she wanted me to be a guitarist. ठीक है.
Okay.
तो eventually I got that interest. मुझे गिटार सीखना था, मुझे बजाना था, नॉट सीखना था, इट्स बेसिकली बजाना था. जैसे मेटालिका
Okay.
वगैरह बजाता था, I
हाँ.
used to like that. जब भी there
हाँ.
was a time I remember, even I mean like at a very youngest age when of you like 12 standards or in a graduation के फर्स्ट सेकंड ईयर में सभी लोगों का एक
Hmm.
मेजर क्राउड का वो एक होता है ना, आई शुड हैव अ वेरी गुड लुकिंग गर्लफ्रेंड एंड ऑल दिस. ठीक है,
Right.
मुझे ड्रीम आता था, पता है क्या मेरा, मुझे मुझे ड्रीम आता था मैं आयरन मैडन के साथ मैं प्ले कर रहा हूँ. सो आयरन मैडन
Okay.
इज अ बैंड, ठीक है, it's actually a heavy
Okay.
metal band. So I was into progressive rock, and the role in the band, basically I was like a rhythm guitarist. So I used to sing as well as I used to play guitar.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Interesting. Hmm. Sorry.
no, I said yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So, when did you left this music thing, Suman bhai, or is it going somewhat in parallel now as well, parallel to your professional career?
So I do sing, and all this. मतलब वो होता है मेरे लिए.
Hmm.
I never publish
Okay.
outside world में क्या होगा,
Okay.
because पता नहीं अभी
Okay.
voice क्या होगा and all this. I know it got deteriorated because इतना practice नहीं होता है.
हाँ.
But like switching from music and all this, I think 2019 or 20, uh,
Okay.
it got totally shifted down because you know I mean a lot of things got changed and everything, right? So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
but I still ऐसा नहीं है that I completely left and all this. घर में अभी
Okay.
भी guitars वगैरह पड़ा हुआ है, like I play sometimes.
Okay.
अभी तो once I got married, things got changed totally. The after
Okay.
parts of getting married. Although my
हाँ.
wife doesn't stay, because she's
Okay.
working in Bangalore and I am
Okay.
staying here. So I mean, but still,
Okay.
yeah.
I
But
guess
she always inspires me. ऐसा नहीं है, मतलब she wants me to do things which I love.
So Suman
Okay.
bhai, I guess you should announce your music channel on our channel. Okay, it's the right
Once I
time.
build that, once I build it, I definitely will do that. Don't worry.
Major announcements on late night talks.
नाइस सो सुमन भाई लाइक अभी ठीक है अभी थोड़ा टच में आप थोड़ा थोड़ा हो बट अच्छा एक तो अभी यू आर इन गुड़गांव वाइफ इज इन बैंगलोर एंड फैमिली is in I think Bengal right still they are in Kolkata is it
Right. Yes, yes.
so now when you get some holidays or you visit so how do you plan out मतलब थोड़ा मुश्किल होता होगा ना कि how do you plan out कि आप बैंगलोर जाते हो या कोलकाता जाते हो या फिर वाइफ ट्रेवल करते हैं how do you plan out
Yeah, actually, that's a very good question, and it's a very tricky question, to be very honest. Okay. Because अभी ना क्या होता है, after you get married, you have to balance two things. अब
हाँ
मम्मी पापा को भी देखना पड़ता है, इवन वाइफ को भी देखना पड़ता है. So
correct
मैं क्या करता हूँ, when there's a holiday, suppose if you have a 4 holidays, you're coming
हाँ
this year. So I plan 2 holidays in Kolkata and 2 holidays in Bangalore. So
okay
वो बैलेंस मेंटेन रहना चाहिए, नहीं तो कहाँ
हाँ
से क्या हो जाएगा, you never know.
हाँ नाइस एक एक छोटा सा सजेशन इफ इट इज फिजिबल मतलब ऐसे ट्राई करके देखो आपकी शी आल्सो विजिट्स कोलकाता एंड यू आल्सो सब लोग इकट्ठे हो जाएंगे इफ पॉसिबल नहीं डज दैट वर्क
Uh,
आउट
Actually, my wife is basically into different field actually. ठीक है. So my wife is actually
ओके
into cancer research. ठीक है. So she is actually a cancer scientist. ठीक है. तो उनका जो
अच्छा
काम होता है, so is basically
हाँ
she works in the labs, they taste on the viruses, they do the
हाँ
lab developing. So in her terms,
हाँ
it's called wet labs. ठीक है.
अच्छा
So अचानक से छुट्टी लेकर आना and all this, it becomes difficult for her.
ओके
But we still do manage. ऐसा नहीं है we didn't manage, but we try to manage that also.
हाँ तो वो मेडिकल फील्ड से बेसिकली शी इज वर्किंग इनटू कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट तो मेडिकल से एआई वगैरह उन पे काम कर
So what we call as a artificial intelligence or a machine learning side is basically, as I said, it's all about stats and those mathematics fall apart. So what we do here is
हाँ
basically working on the coding side. Matlab, there's a language who helps you to build everything, right? So for her,
ओके
she doesn't work on the language. They do the calculations over pen and paper. So they do the same
ओके
thing we do in
ओके
the coding side. The I mean, like the
राइट
software engineering, whatever the roles are, we do with
राइट
the help of languages. We doesn't have the language wala things. They have their own mathematical things what they do. But yeah, coming to your question, they do predictive modeling and everything. So everything they
ओके
does because
हम्म
because at the end of the day, what they basically what I know is basically they do मतलब मान के चलो कोई कैंसर का सेल कुछ
हम्म
लैब माइस के ऊपर इंजेक्ट कर रहा है टू चेक हाउ द यू नो इट इज स्प्रेडिंग.
राइट
ओके. सुन
राइट
के थोड़ा मतलब थोड़ा डेंजरस लगेगा बट हाँ. तो you know it's spreading and they do lot of medications like they bring lot of medicines, so permutation combinations wala medicines they try and test and trial and all this, and they start seeing that
हम्म
how the mice is doing, how the treatment is going. So ऐसे ऐसे होता है. Not
ओके
only this, they bring real time organs also, जैसे donors होते हैं ना, so
राइट
उसको preserve करके उस organs के ऊपर they do testing also. ठीक है. सो अभी जो
हाँ
टेस्टिंग है ये हम लोग का टाइम सीरीज मॉडलिंग का एरीमैक्स वगैरह जो भी सिंक मतलब जो
राइट
भी process आता है ना, दे डज ऑल दिस थिंग्स एक्चुअली. उसमें भी वो लोग नॉइज चेक करते हैं, कितना नॉइज होता है, कितना
हाँ
सिजनैलिटी है. those things they check those things also. So हाँ मतलब
हम्म
coming to your point, they do what we do, but there
हम्म
I think the data it's created by themselves. What about
ओके
us, the data we get, right?
ठीक है.
They create their
हम्म
own data and they do their own testing over there. That's the major difference. ऐसा और ऊपर से ऐसा कुछ difference नहीं है. But I think
ओके
I mean for me I feel that I mean I have studied statistics only. My background was stats only, but I think she
राइट
knows more stats than me because they do those things real time, right? हम लोग क्या वो कोडिंग में ही
ओके
करके रिजल्ट निकाल लेते हैं,
हाँ
right? But
हाँ
they
हाँ
do everything from scratch.
Hmm. Hmm. So basically, she is more closer to the stat part or the data part because they are creating it ideally from scratch. हम तो code से fetch करके सब कुछ बना लेते हैं,
correct, correct, correct.
right?
But
So,
इसमें
so
इसमें से
हाँ,
एक you know I would say which has gone a little bit I would say on different modules, like we have artificial intelligence, we have data engineering, we have ML ops, then
okay,
there's a new term called AI ops also coming,
right.
and then we have BI. There is also a thing called a
Hmm.
new thing which came into the market is called competitive intelligence. So
Hmm.
basically that goes into that sector or the field, I would say.
Okay, okay. और उनका एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड क्या है? What field ideally she has been from?
So she has studied basically from the biotech field.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
she was doing, I mean, she was into cancer from the very initial
okay,
stage. When I got
okay.
married, actually, so I used to ask her that why you got into this field, because it's a
Right,
very niche field. People
right.
eventually doesn't go there
Hmm.
actually. And to be very honest, the
Hmm.
Indian market doesn't support that much of the R&D wala side. Okay, Indian market is more over a side where you can earn money or revenue out of any sort of business, right?
Right.
Whether be a BPO, KPO, or the knowledge, development center, sharing center, like that. So,
Hmm.
so she used to tell me a story that I used to watch CID a lot. CID,
डॉक्टर सालुके.
तो, तो उनको देखकर उसको इंस्पायरेशन है मुझे ये करना है.
Okay.
Okay.
Very funny
Okay.
thing, but yeah,
Hmm.
but her all the studies which she have done basically she did BTech and then MTech, then she did her PhD and everything. So everything has related to the cancer side itself.
Okay.
Nice. So eventually now she holds a doctorate degree. Also, she's not from medical background
So
ideally. So
currently
she's
अभी
from
ना
engineering.
अभी so अभी
हाँ.
क्या ना उनका थोड़ा बहुत mind and motivation थोड़ा बहुत change हुआ है. So I
अच्छा.
mean, so now she have worked on the weight loss for a pretty long time. Okay.
Okay.
Now she
हाँ.
wants to see how the engineering side or the analytics side or the machine learning side will a thing it really
Hmm.
works.
Hmm.
So I mean, she have seen me working, right? So
Right.
वो eventually एक interest grew up हुआ है. अभी currently
हाँ.
I mean she's also मतलब थोड़ा बहुत research कर रहा है. अच्छा इसमें ये integrate होके कैसे मतलब if I'm integrating any matplotlib में graph कैसे सुंदर होता है, seaborn में कैसे होता है. So this thing she's doing
हाँ.
a trial testing. Uh,
Hmm.
let's see what happens. मतलब, I don't know.
And
Nice. Amazing
Suman bhai,
work she is doing.
how interesting you
Hmm.
find the medical domain? Have you ever worked in the medical domain, or you want to work into medical domain?
To be very honest, I have my entire course of my career. I have worked in the medical and the life science only. All my projects,
Okay.
all my
Oh,
ठीक है. So मतलब I would say that मतलब I have worked in the consulting firms and everything, but मेरा जो major projects था ना ये सभी majorly I have worked in the life science field. I have worked with Mark, then I worked with Stryker. So
Hmm.
Stryker is basically a medical device firm. So
Okay.
really, really inspiring to work over there because what they do and how they create things, it will make
Hmm.
you wonder. I mean, it actually helps people life. Okay, just say bone marrow
Right.
transplantations, then the knees and everything. So when I used to go to the office, so they in Bangalore they have their R&D department actually. Even Gurgaon they also I think they have created new one. तो उसमें ना
Hmm.
उसके फ्लोर में ना रोबोट्स वगैरह घूमता है. ठीक है. And they're
Okay.
creating these machines. ठीक है. So it's very inspiring.
Okay.
I mean, I would say,
Hmm.
if anybody get an opportunity to see certain things in life, I mean, it's
Hmm.
very one of the best things you will see because they do those
Hmm.
testing on, those, I would say,
Hmm.
मतलब एक रबर एक ह्यूमन फॉर्म के ऊपर वो लोग टेस्टिंग करते हैं और इसमें एक्यूरेसी देखते हैं. एंड बाय द वे दे
Hmm.
आल्सो यूज मशीन लर्निंग थिंग्स आल्सो कितना एक्यूरेसी आ रहा है.
Okay.
मान के चलो knee replacement का जो things मतलब that thing is coming, right? The knee replacement का जो I would say that element hota hai. So once you integrate that into the body, how much it is affecting the body. And right now, there is something called Mako they have integrated. So basically, Mako is nothing but a robot. अभी क्या
Okay.
doctors ने operation कर रहा था,
Hmm.
अभी now robots will do that. And they check that कितना accuracy इसमें हो रहा है. A lot of
Okay.
ऐसे ऐसे बहुत सारे aspects है उसमें. So Merck में जब मैं था,
Hmm.
so I was a part of the oncology only, the cancer part only. So
Okay.
yeah, so I have seen the medicines how they work. I have worked with the scientists, real time scientists जो उधर था. कितना उन लोगों का सेल सप्लाईज था, then कितना
Hmm.
कितना quantities use करना है and all this. So all
Hmm.
my analytical wala part, I was in the analytics side, basically the reporting side we used to create and everything, right? They used to
Okay.
give us instructions and we used to
Hmm.
create something for them. So basically, majorly I worked on that field. So yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. And now I get it कि वाई मैं आपकी वो पोस्ट देख रहा था अभी 2-3 वीक पहले वाली, वो जो ब्रेस्ट कैंसर पे यू आर पोस्टेड ना,
अच्छा,
द रेवोल्यूशन इन द टेक्नोलॉजी. नाउ आई गेट इट कि वो कहाँ से आ रहा था. फर्स्टली आई वाज गेटिंग कंफ्यूज कि हाउ इज इट इंटरेस्टिंग यू. नाउ आई गेट इट.
yeah.
नाइस. इंटरेस्टिंग. So, Suman bhai, apart from that, when you firstly, how did you get into SRM? It is a private university, right? So, do they did you get admitted based on the CAT? Like, उनका कैसे होता है criteria?
Unka actually, obviously they support CAT and they have their
Okay,
own exam also. So I have
okay,
given CAT, ठीक है. And to be
okay,
very honest, I was never been a very good student, ठीक है. वो होता है ना वो हाई फाई वो मतलब होता
okay,
है मतलब खतरनाक टाइप का स्टूडेंट होता है ना. I never been that student. तो
okay.
मुझे you know I got into other universities also, ठीक है.
Hmm,
And
hmm.
the reason being I chose I mean my parents chose SRM because my sister
Okay.
and sister was staying in Chennai that time.
अच्छा.
So and I'm like first time I'm coming out from my hometown and all this, ठीक है. So लोग बहुत डरता है ना. तो तो क्या हो जाएगा, बच्चे
Okay.
बाहर जा रहे हैं and all this. So that's the reason they wanted
Hmm,
me to stay in Chennai. But हाँ मतलब I
okay.
would say that when I talk about the education part and all this,
Hmm,
साउथ में तो एजुकेशन सिस्टम इज मतलब आई हैव सीन वेरी गुड आई वुड से, ठीक है.
hmm.
मतलब मतलब सोचो एक बंदा जो मॉडलिंग और म्यूजिक में था उसको सॉफ्टवेयर में घुसा दिया. सो यू कैन फील
Right.
मतलब आई हैव सीन पीपल दैट वो जो नॉर्मल कॉलेज में ना टेस्ट होता है ना, वो जो स्कूल क्लास टेस्ट होता है जिसमें 10 मार्क्स होता था. सो फर्स्ट डे कॉलेज में
हाँ,
गए, ये पढ़ा रहे वो पढ़ा रहे. हम लोग ऐसे like we North Indians like we normally go home roam around and all this. क्या है
हाँ,
फाइनल एग्जाम जब होगा तो
हाँ.
उस टाइम बैठेंगे देखेंगे, ठीक है हो जाएगा. Once we sat in the exam, oh my God,
Hmm,
everybody is writing. I was like shocked, man. What is happening? Seriously, they have started that.
हाँ.
And I mean, so मतलब lot of things I have learned.
Hmm,
One of the biggest thing I've learned that you should be serious about your career and your life.
okay.
You should enjoy. You should do everything in your life. ऐसा नहीं है. You should do
Hmm,
everything in your life, but you should,
hmm,
I think, do the right thing. ठीक है? Because at the end of the day,
hmm,
I mean, your family needs your support, and
hmm.
I mean, you should support them because everything what we do is for our family, right? So,
Right. Hmm,
I mean, those decisions are very crucial. What you take in your life. So, I
hmm,
mean,
hmm, hmm.
so a lot of things I've learned. Hopefully, I'm implementing them in the right way.
Right. Hmm, hmm. So, during this SRM period of around 2 years, so Suman, you used to stay in hostels. Like, do they have their own hostels, or how do you used to stay?
हाँ मतलब I was staying in a hostel which was like Chennai is famous for its climate. So इतना गर्मी
Right.
तुमको कभी मतलब I never felt how much warm you can be, how much
Uh,
summer can be, the summer feeling. So yeah, I was staying in a hostel which was of 27th floor, and I was staying in the top
Okay.
floor. I mean, 27th floor.
Oh,
ठीक है. And major time में
oh,
लिफ्ट काम नहीं करता था, so we used to walk. And ये ना normal habit हो गया था. So ऐसे ऊपर नीचे 27th floor was our normal habit. So
okay,
and so
okay,
I talk about one incident. ठीक है. हम लोग ऐसे during the summer time. So that was my first summer. ठीक है. So
hmm,
I was like going for an exam, or I think for a class. Our class starts very early in the morning. I think around 8 o'clock the class starts, and
okay,
5 or 6, I don't exactly remember. 5 बजे तक I think वो class खत्म हो जाता जितना periods था, and
okay,
6:30 बजे से live session start होता था. ठीक है. So you have that
okay,
GDPI wala thing. Then if you're doing that entrepreneur wala, mindset wala जो जितना भी classes होता था. So those
hmm,
things used to do after 6:30. And we
okay,
have that timing, 3 hours daily you have to give at library. ठीक है, ऐसे होता था. अभी पता नहीं SRM का क्या situation है, but that time SRM was very nice, very good, especially the
okay,
engineering side,
okay,
because that time I have seen Yahoo, being those people coming for interviews
okay,
and everything, and हम लोग
अच्छा,
सोचते वाओ यार क्या क्या है,
क्या बात
क्या बात है यार, मतलब seriously.
है.
So
Right.
yeah, so I was like describing one incident. So I was going to college, एक तो class में जा रहा था. So that
Hmm.
was like pretty hot. And चेन्नई में ना temperature ऐसे 47 48 ऐसे चला गया था उस time.
Oh,
And
okay.
so अचानक से I
This
was
is
like,
this is summers, right?
this summer, yeah.
Hmm.
मुझे तो summer winter every time मुझे एक ही टाइप लगता है, गर्मी. इतना वो
हाँ,
इतना मतलब it's every time it's hot.
हाँ,
ठीक है.
मतलब समर्स में देखो, दिल्ली, यू आर करंटली इन गुड़गांव, तो आप अभी देख लोगे दिल्ली में 50 तक जाता है, बट गर्मियों में जाता है. तो सर्दियों में तो नेगेटिव भी चला जाता है.
हाँ मतलब सर्दी वाला तो सीन पूरा वाइज मतलब नहीं है, उसको तो हटा ही दो. There is no सर्दी.
राइट.
There is always hot, or it's very very hot. ठीक है. तो
अच्छा.
मतलब
ओके.
at the end of the day you will find. So I was like walking. ठीक है. अचानक से I was like feeling मेरा शू स्टिक हो गया एक जगह में. ठीक है.
अच्छा.
तो
अच्छा.
मैं देना शौक में देख रहा हूँ भाई क्या हो गया. मैं देख रहा हूँ क्या हो गया था,
हाँ,
वो जो रोड में जो पिच होता है ना, वो जो ब्लैक कलर का
हाँ,
जो सिंथेसिस रहता है, वो
हाँ.
गर्मी से गल गया एंड शू में लग गया.
ओ हो.
So
ओ
this type
हो.
of this type of temperature I have felt. So
हाँ,
वो अलग का ही डिफरेंस था, अलग ही
हाँ,
डिफरेंस और एक्सपोजर और एक्सपीरियंस आई हैड. बट आई वुड से वन
हाँ,
ऑफ द बेस्ट टाइम आई हैव स्पेंट in my college life and all this.
हाँ.
Met various wonderful people actually, and still I mean like those.
ओके.
Basically MBA में जब मैं गया था ना, so I have seen like मैं
हाँ,
सबसे छोटा था. ठीक है. मेरे सब ऊपर सब लोग था, सब
सब बड़े थे.
4 साल 5 साल 6 साल 8 साल इतना बड़े बड़े लोग थे. And they used to treat
हाँ,
me like their own son. I know people, they used to treat their own like son. और नहीं तो छोटे भाई.
हाँ,
तो
हाँ.
ऐसे करो, ऐसा नहीं, ठीक नहीं होता है, ये नहीं होता है, वैसा नहीं होता है. रात को 8 बजे तक तुम खा के सो जा रहे हो,
हाँ.
इस टाइप का. उधर साउथ में ऐसा ही है.
ओके.
So
ओके.
nowadays it is true, it is good for your health if you sleep early and wake up
हाँ.
early. But उस टाइम भाई कॉलेज में तो कौन ही सो. उस टाइम तो खून गरम एकदम,
राइट.
वो करना है. But yeah, that's a good time spent with मतलब. Yeah.
और उधर भाई चेन्नई में साउथ में बीचेस वगैरह तो है अच्छे खासे, तो आपने बीचेस वगैरह पे तो काफी अच्छा खासा टाइम स्पेंड करोगे नहीं?
हाँ मतलब I there's a beach called Marina Beach, I think, if I remember correctly.
हम्म.
That's a beach in Chennai. So I have a lot of Malayalam friends. Take care.
हाँ.
So one more thing, I majorly spent my entire career in South only. This is the first time I came to the northeast or the north side.
ओके.
ठीक है.
ओके.
तो मेरा स्टडीज वगैरह सभी साउथ, मेजरली सभी साउथ से ही है. I worked in
ओके.
South, and
ओके.
this is the first time I came here. So
राइट.
I used to have a lot of Mallus actually, Mallu friends. ठीक है.
हाँ. हाँ.
Basically the Keralites जिसको बोलते हैं.
हाँ.
And they freaking love non-veg dude. मतलब Look, I thought that only the Bengalis are the only person who love fish, but I was pretty wrong that हम लोग के ऊपर भी एक कोई होता है जो fish को इतना प्यार करते हैं. So we used to go there. There is one of my friend named Arun. So he used to have a shipping business, and they used to import and export fishes all in Dubai and a lot of other countries. And they have the stalls in Marina Beach. So we used to go there and to grab some fish. वो fries वगैरह करके देता था. It was pretty awesome, yummy.
सुमन भाई, we are long time for this part. ठीक है, हम next part में
let's
continue करते हैं.
continue the next part.